Hey guys, and here I'm checking parameters tonight and trying to see if something changes with my Akai 9100, this guy, and the guy who was complaining about the pinch rollers with metal inserts. Here is a wound flutter, and it's after 1 year of use. It's still below 0.03 weighted. Speed is there. Okay, speed is correct. Tape was recorded on Nakamichi Dragon. That's why it's like 1 to decibel different. Nakamichi Dragon runs a little bit higher. And as you may see, like, there is no any evident wow and flutter root cause. Otherwise we would have a large spikes which will be standing there forever. Okay. Next. Let me see. I was just checking the record playback channel. So here you may see like 0 decibel. The card is calibrated, so I'm switching to the source. And card was calibrated to program was calibrated to eliminate influence of the audio card. So let it redraw, and you will see the deck shows flat line, and overall deck response less than half decibel difference. So let me put it here. 1 square is 1 decibel, you see, and let it redraw. So it's a deck response itself. Less than 1 decibel, half decibel approximately. A little bit different between left-right channel, and this is artifact of the calibration of this program. Don't pay attention. So you see, it's pretty flat. Here you will see a straight line. Right? Now I'm installing TDK D90. Default settings. Recording, tape is played. Let's see how different it would be. Let me zoom in. Let it complete draw. Oh, it's 0 decibels, that's why. Sorry, we need to do -20. Let it redraw. Tape cannot handle high-level signals above 12 kilohertz. Okay. We're recording, but for some reason we don't draw. Ah, yeah, it's -20. It's just down here. So now 1 square is 2 decibels. As you may see, like below 100 gears, like about 2 decibels difference, but going up, the difference is very minimal. You see 16 kilohertz, a little bit higher. Maybe how many? 2 decibel higher. Let me adjust a little bit. Okay, let's see. Adjust it on the front panel, bias a little bit. Let's see how it will normalize. Looks terrible, right? Unless you don't realize the scale factor. So it goes pretty well. See? goes a little bit lower now. With the bias. We're back like around 2 decibel on 18 kilohertz, and if you go to this scale, it looks almost flat. Perfect. And it's type 1 tape, just a reminder. So I'm just comparing this deck to others, and it sounds like even more clear and fair. So I decided to measure voltages in different points to understand if it goes through all tracks the same way and there is no drops, and as you may see it looks pretty fine. So what else? One guy was asking about the difference between between Akai 9100 and Akai 95, and there is a huge difference. Let me show you. First of all, he claims that Akai R99 is superior. Okay, here this part is Akai R99 amplifier. Okay, this part another amplifier, and here we connecting our playback head using by wiring. So 3, you see, black, white and red, 3 cables, and we have 2 separate amplifiers, for one wire for red, for other wire for white. Then they goes to the let me see, there's 2 channels. So one channel from the head has 2 amplifiers, then they mix together on the comparator, and then we get 1 channel. I believe it mixes on this, I see. So if you will look on the schematics of the CT95, it will look like that. By wiring, 1 amplifier, other amplifier, then it looks for the difference and produce clear signal. So any electromagnetic or electrical fields which are around these wires would not affect on the sound quality. Right? So that's how much more complicated, and it's comparing to R99. Okay, and comparing for CT95, this deck has a discrete base. You see all of transistors and those LEDs installed here, and here is this 2 pieces of this amplifier, and then comparer is here, which amplifies the difference between these 2 channels in one deck channel, like on the right channel, and the same for the left channel. 2 amplifiers, and then they go to here. Also, this deck has a separate adjustment for the frequency response, for the chrome tape, for the normal tape, and the third port is the level. This port is adjusting balance between left and right shoulder on this amplifier. So if you will open schematics of R99, I like this schematic as well. It looks pretty good. Okay. Let me get to the amplifiers. So here, so basically it's pretty similar, but Akai has just 1 amplifier. See, 2 FET transistors, 2 bipolar transistors, and couple transistors to complete this amplifier. And here we're balancing left-right shoulder on this amplifier to have a 0 difference. So here we would have a 0 level. This is important because this amplifier on 9100 has no pass-through capacitors. So if you may see, it gets from head to the amplifier, straight, and then it gets straight to the switch, Dolby bypass, mechanical, and it gets 95 has 4066, and 9100 has relays here. This relay is for record, so this is a record amplifier, and these two relays are switching like source and tape. Okay. Next, this part with the Sony chip is like similar to all decks. It's a Dolby piece for playback, and this one is for recording. Okay. And this is bypass direct. So here is a wire connected, which goes to the switch and then goes back. What else? Output record amplifier is the same, fully made from transistors. Only last stage we have op-amp amplifier, the same as here. Let me show right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and then op-amp, and the only capacitor this deck has 22 microfarads on the mixing part, like just before mixing with the bias. It's CT95. Here, I'm not sure if you have 22, haven't at all. So those are 10 microfarads. And those, like, I believe so. This deck don't have these capacitors either. 22 microfarads. And schematics around this chip is different. So it has 1 microfarad from the negative input to the ground, which is absent here. So it's here. You see? Okay. And transistors amount. So I believe this is 2 power supply, and like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and microchip. It's per channel, twice more complicated, and as you may see, it has LEDs installed as well. There is no available schematics for this deck on the market. I even sent the email to the Akai representative, so if they may share it, so they did not. So the only way is to draw it, pull up the board and draw it manually, piece by piece. I didn't do it. If someone will feel that they are capable of, it's fine. It will be a great input, but this deck is unique, so there is no any other deck on the market. 9100 was very good, but it has one port for bias frequency response, and simpler this part, it was just one amplifier. And here we have 1, 2, 3 per channel, just for playback. That's how complex this deck is. From the other side, you see I did recap it a while ago, and its records in place really nice. I was trying to understand what is the difference. This deck sounds a little bit different than my other decks, and this deck comes completely flat on the frequency response. We may play around. So it's source. We may try different levels. So it's -20. We can come 0 decibel. And it still will draw flat here. It's not tape, it's a deck response, but it's very good response. And most of the other decks has a little bump between 1 or 2 kilohertz starting, and it gets here about 1, 2 decibels. And this makes sound brighter than it is in reality. So you see how flat it is. So deck response is just incredible. I haven't seen any other deck which is capable to do that. Completely flat. Okay, this would be it for tonight. Let me know your thoughts, what you do think. This video was pretty technical. If you have questions, I'm open to respond. What is interesting on this deck, you set meter levels left, right, and you set meter level on minus 40 decibel, just to make it work precisely. Very nice deck. Thank you, and bye-bye. And here a small addition. So I'm just recording TDK MA, and it's tape playing, and its results on minus 6 decibel. So you may see yourself, 1 square is 1 decibel. So source is minus 6. On the lower side, left or right channel has a little bump, like 1.5 decibel below 100 Hz. Then it goes basically linear to 15 kilohertz, then it's plus 1 decibel on 16 kilohertz and gets up to 20. Tell me that it's bad. Minus 6 decibel, really. Here is a normal scale. Oops, here. Nice. See you. Bye-bye.